Hey there. Hi, everybody. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Barb. How's it going? So we talked about this case last night. On the screen, you're going to see the surveillance footage of the person who wheeled that duffel bag, which was actually a hockey bag for hockey equipment. Probably belonged to one of the boys who's 13 or 17 in the house. And I'll wait till a couple more people get in here because I know I just decided to go live quickly before I repeat. That's great, Leslie. Glad you're feeling better. Hi, Kathy. So we did look at this case last night, and it's a 51-year-old woman who is out. Her 13-year-old was home, and hours later, after she returned home, she was found in a duffel bag, a hockey bag. And she was found at about a little after 8 a.m. And then since then, it's been like a whirlwind because her husband and the 17-year-old were supposedly out looking at colleges. But there's also the fact that a tweet disappeared from the husband. Could that be an alibi? Did he hire someone? There's a lot of theories circulating, but we do have a lot more details than we had last night. And we know that she was stabbed 58 times. Usually when someone is stabbed that many times, there's a lot of emotion behind that. And it's not usually, just a random stranger that stabs someone 58 times. She was also murdered in the basement of her home. Then her body was put into this hockey equipment duffel bag that you see here. Now this person is wheeling this bag, which left a bloody trail from the house to where it was left. Yes, Lorelei, that is the person that wheeled the duffel bag. Now, there's some more information. Her phone was used to text the husband, okay? And 58 times. And here's what happened here, because this is really bizarre. Okay, she's 51-year-old Orsolya Gaal, and she was stuffed inside that hockey bag that's on wheels. She's the married mother of 2 teenage boys, like I said, 17 and 13. Her husband, is Howard Klein. He's an equities advisor, and he and the 17-year-old were out of town at the time, and he had a tweet, but I'm hearing that this tweet disappeared, saying like they had landed and talking a little bit about the college interviews that they were going on. Now said she told her son, the 13-year-old, she was going out to see a show on Friday night. But some sources are now saying what she did is she went on a date with another man, and these sources are telling police that, that man then murdered her in the basement of her home. And why did he do that? Well, you have this chilling text sent to the husband saying that she sent me to jail and your whole family's going to be next. But okay, this is a little bizarre. So police are still trying to figure out who murdered her. She was found in a duffel bag a half a mile from her home. Now, the medical examiner said it is a homicide. She was stabbed over 58. She was stabbed 58 times. And it's saying at some point the man she was out with killed her in the basement of the home, put her in the duffel bag, and dumped her body, is what police sources are saying. She lives in a very quiet neighborhood in Forest Hills. Neighbors say nothing happens there. Saturday morning, they found that they can no longer say that because her body was found near Forest Park. Now, the surveillance footage that you see right there captured the person appearing to drag that duffel bag. Well, roll it. It's on wheels, but it must be very heavy. And a trail of blood led them back to the home on Juneau Street. I want to get the text message. Hang on, let me grab the text message here. And there's another really, really, really odd thing, and I'm waiting for Jimmy to answer me on it because okay, so this is the house where she was murdered. Okay, and that's in Forest Hills, Queens. And there was a bloody trail from the house to where she was found, which is approximately 0.4 miles away. New York, let me see here. She knew the people she was going out with. We're talking to them, is what police said when we looked at this last night. Now they're saying she was on a date with a man. There's a lot of mystery in this thing here. And, you know, here's a picture of the family some time ago because the kids are much younger, but you'll see all these images, but this is, you know, where her body was dumped, okay? And you can see here, there is blood. You see the blood, and I guess they followed that back to the house with the blood trails. Cops say the blood trail from the blood-soaked bag led them right to the house. It's located in a gated community on Juneau Street, roughly a half a mile from where her body was found. And now I'm going to tell you about this text that was sent, okay? Let me put her picture up right now so you can see. When her husband was contacted by media, the New York Post, he told them that he was in the middle of a terrible experience were his words, and was readying to fly back to New York. He said that his son Leo is safe. Thank God my son is safe, he said of the 13-year-old that was in the house. And then said, there are concerns about our safety. Our lives are at risk. It's kind of a weird reaction. A terrible experience. He didn't say, you know, my wife was brutally murdered. I've lost my wife. It's kind of, but, you know, people are in shock. Maybe they say things. It seems very strange. Now, let me get to the text, okay? Put this chilling text over here because the text to the husband, which was sent from the wife's phone, says, your wife sent me to jail some years ago. I'm back. Okay, I'm back, and then it says, your whole family is next. So, is this the plan of the husband? He was conveniently out of town. He posted this post on Twitter that he had just landed. I believe it was in Washington State where he was, and the 13-year-old was home. The 13-year-old was running for questioning. But then you see what's in that picture. That does not look, I mean, that looks like a child, right? Doesn't it? Kind of. Does it? I don't know. It looks, the legs look, they don't look like it's like almost they're wearing tight leggings or something. They're going to be examining the surveillance, but something's like not adding up. So again, her husband, Howard Klein, an equities advisor, was out of town visiting colleges with their oldest son, 17-year-old Jamie. And she was supposedly going to a show, is what she told her 13-year-old. But police have found that she may possibly have went on a date. And what they're saying is that she was killed in the basement of her home and was dragged out in the bag. And that this person then texted the husband saying, you're all in danger now. I'm paraphrasing. But your wife sent me to jail some years ago. Well, how did she send him to jail? She wasn't a judge or anything that I can see that. And I'm waiting on Jimmy to answer me about something because there's something really weird here. There's a... Trying to find out when this picture would be from. Let me see if I can get to the... And they don't talk about any signs of forced entry, okay? So that's a little bizarre, right? No signs of forced entry. So either this person had been given a way to get into the house, and it was to make it look like she brought this date back. Was the whole date thing arranged? What was going on there? We don't know, right? If she was on a date, did the husband know that she cheated? There's a lot of different scenarios going on, but 58 times is a lot of emotion behind that. I'm trying to see here. See if I can find any more things out here, because this is just unfolding. They don't explain at all how she sent some guy to jail. Did she have a case where she accused someone of something? So I'm seeing this. I want to just go to see if I can find... I don't know if her... Let me see one thing here. Police are still trying to figure out who murdered her and why the 50... Okay, and it's just this strange text. I'm trying to see. Sometimes you can read in the comments and people... inside people or people that are... It will leave a little bit of information. The younger son was brought in for questioning, which seems a little strange to bring a 13-year-old in like that. But he was released. But it really sounds like a crime of passion, anger, hate, jealousy, or retaliation. There's a lot of stuff that's not in there. Now let me get to what the medical examiner said. So, there's let's see here. Trying to pull this up. She was stabbed 58 times in the neck, torso, arm, and hand. The call came in about the bag shortly after 8 a.m. Saturday morning. NYPD said they went to the bag. They found inside Orsolya Gaal, 51, unconscious and unresponsive. They pronounced her dead at the scene. The New York City office of the chief medical examiner classified her death as a homicide due to sharp force injuries of the neck. No arrests have been made and no suspects have been identified as of Monday morning. The investigation is ongoing. Residents at the home, including a 13-year-old, were questioned by detectives, law enforcement sources said Saturday. The woman's husband was out of town when her body was discovered and was returning to New York after news of her death. But then, he says some weird stuff when he's contacted by the media. Let's see here. So we can see. He said he was in the middle of a terrible experience and was getting ready to fly back to New York. Said, "My son Leo is safe. Thank God my son is safe. There are concerns about our safety. Our lives are at risk." Is it an elaborate ruse? I'm not so sure that it isn't. Now, several photos on her Facebook page show her with the family dog and chronicle her trips to Hungary, Croatia, China, and Guatemala. As we talked about last night, the 13-year-old was doing a fundraiser for breast cancer organization Susan G. Komen and made a YouTube video that was posted last month saying that he started the fundraiser as a bar mitzvah project to honor his paternal grandmother who died of cancer in 2010. And in the video he says, "My grandmother, Deborah Klein, died after a 5-year battle with breast cancer at the age of 76. I was only 18 months old at the time, so I never really had the chance to know my grandma Debbie." The husband's social media accounts reportedly suggest that he is from Long Island and that he's a trader of lithium, a metal used to power electronics. He's the founder of the RK Equity firm, he's an equities advisor. And his profile describes the business as a New York-based boutique capital markets advisory firm. He received his undergraduate degree at the University of Michigan in 1990. And that is where he was on a trip, I believe, with this 17-year-old. But I thought something said, let me see if I can find his tweet last night. Something about a disappearing tweet of the husband's. It's a little odd, but here's the couple's wedding picture. And just trying to figure out how she sent this person to jail. Yeah, they texted saying, your whole family is next. Your wife sent me to jail some years ago. I'm back. That was the text the husband said he received from her phone. Let me see. And her husband again is Howard Klein. Let me see. See if there's anything more on this one. Stop. So some reports say 60 sharp, blunt force injuries to her neck, torso. And left arm. Her carotid artery and trachea had been sliced, and she had wounds on her fingers and the palms of her hands. So askew. Authorities believe the suspect knew his victim and attacked her out of anger. That's what police sources have been telling media outlets. It was 4:30 a.m. when they caught that surveillance footage, that person wheeling that duffel bag. And again, the husband said there are concerns about our safety. Our lives are at risk. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll be following this, like I told you. I don't know. So let me go back to the chat and see if okay, so what do you think? Were they separated? Did you say she was on a date? No, they weren't separated. No, not at all. Jimmy, I have to ask you a question. I sent you a Facebook picture. Can you please verify if that is the place I asked you?
Say that. You asked
I
me?
sent you a Facebook picture. Can you verify if that is the place?
Okay.
Because that's the woman that was found in the duffel bag. Now, there's all kinds of theories going around of what happened there. It's not saying. Lovely, I hope so, but it didn't help the telephone calls. Don't you think the mother would also go check the school with the daughter? Well, Sherry, not exactly. Maybe he wanted his father to go, especially if it's his father's alma mater. You know? I don't think that's strange. Not at all. Maybe she couldn't get away. Maybe they had prior commitments. I don't know. But I don't think it's strange that just one went, especially because this is alma mater. I don't think it's strange. Oh, hi, Scout Inquirer. Trying to say what you say. Why would she bring another man home knowing her son was there? Exactly. 13-year-old found her with another man, became enraged, you believe? Wouldn't there be, if he found her with another man, Susie B., wouldn't there be signs of that struggle, etc., if something happened like that? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that I think the husband's reaction is strange. We're in the middle of a terrible experience. What did he say? Experience, he called it? I don't know. I mean, people say all kinds of things when they're grieving. But I don't know. He just kept saying, he didn't say, my wife, who would do this to my wife or whatever, or to say exactly who it is, if it's this person that she sent to jail years ago. Jimmy, is it? Jimmy, is that the picture?
I'm going to go in a minute.
Okay. But would it hit me? No, unless he was told to do that, to make it look like something. I don't know. Is the picture? Yes, here's the picture. I'll show you. There's the surveillance. What?
Go and look over here by you.
No, please just.
Come with you? Or go look.
Okay, I can show you over here. Let me see. I don't know if it's over here. Let me see. Now, don't say the place out loud. That I'm going to tell you. Okay?
Okay.
You smell like onions. Ugh. What were you eating?
Cucumber salad.
Okay. Oh gosh, Jimmy, you stink. All right. Okay. I don't know where I put it now. Let me see.
Did you send it to me?
Yes.
I'll go find it. I'll go find it, okay?
Yeah, I sent it right to your Facebook.
Okay, I'll go.
Please. Can't stand onions. Ugh. Hold on, my computer's acting up now. I can't get back to the chat. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now I'm back. I don't understand how. Okay, let me look at something else now. Oh, let's see. Chilling text. See if this one has any more information. The husband of 51-year-old Queens. Hold on, get out of here. Mr. Advertisement. Police say was killed over the weekend by an unidentified person received a chilling text about the time of the incident. The text read, "Your whole family is next." Your whole family is next. A lot of people would, if they're planning a murder, could put that in if they hired somebody. that's why, they could say, oh, well, look, we're in danger now. They're after me. This is, I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, we have to see what's going on here, but investigators believe at some point. Okay, so now investigators believe at some point the man killed Gaal. So they keep saying now that they said last night that she went out with friends and they had interviewed those people. Maybe those people had said then she met up with another man. And now they're thinking that she let the man in and he killed her in the basement of the home. But they're still saying they don't know who killed her. So it doesn't make sense to me. They said that the 13-year-old was taken away in handcuffs, and that's weird. The neighbor said that.
Yes.
It is, right?
Yes.
Do you know what the connection is?
No.
I wonder what it is. I wonder why they're there.
Try to figure it out.
The kids are a lot younger then, because those kids are 17 and 13 now.
Yeah, but what is the date here? Dated photo.
I don't know.
It may have been,
They don't have any other older kids that they would have been there for.
I have to check the name out.
Yeah. His name is Howard Klein. She's Orsolya Gaal. Their kids are Jamie and Leo. I recognize that right as soon as I saw the. Today they're 17 and 13. Today, currently, they're 17 and 13.
Okay. All right, I'll talk to you.
Okay. There may be something. Well, there definitely is something that we know here. I just have to find out what the connection to that is. Let me see here. So yeah, this. I don't know. The legs look. They look kind of like maybe shorts. Maybe it's shorts, but it wasn't really shorts weather. But it's either shorts or like that would be tight leggings, which looks like a large hoodie or something. I don't know. They look like to be carrying almost looks like a water bottle there, but it could just be so pixelated. Because watch, if you keep zooming in and zooming in. It'll just get fuzzier and fuzzier. But it does look like shorts because the feet look very small, don't they? And perhaps, I don't know, maybe is that why they brought the 13-year-old son in? But that kind of scary to think that a 13-year-old would have done something that horrific to his own mother. So so the text apparently said that he accused the wife, right, of sending him to jail years ago, threatened to kill the entire family if he called the police. The police were called. obviously. See, that just sounds okay. Why would someone, this is a simple question, why would someone who's so angry that she sent him to jail years ago send a text saying that he was that one, which will, like, if it's true, will likely land him back in jail? Why would he do that? That's too obvious. That's what I mean. It's too contrived. It's either the actions of somebody who's not thinking of all. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Sure. It seems like the bag. No, it's not misbehaved. No, it's not. She's in that bag at that time. She's in there. Fake test, Layla says. Juvenile, right. Why would someone text and get caught? Exactly. She was a small woman, yeah, but she had definitely fit in there, Denise, because they did find her in there. Looks like a kid or a lady. They are not that small. Look at the height comparison to the car. Where do you see the car? And isn't this a person right there? Is that a person right there? Right here? Doesn't that look like a person right there? They did not say anything about dismemberment. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this. Right here. Right there. No, that looks like a bush. Right here. It's over here. Watch, I'll try to show it to you over here. You see the legs? Oh, shoot. See that it has like black pants? You don't see a person there? I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this. It looks like a person leaning up against that vehicle. Yeah, it looks like someone's like leaning back into the side of the car waiting for somebody. Now remember, it's like 4:30 a.m. when this is happening, 4:30 a.m. The text says not to call the cops, but the body was dumped in a place to be found. The text alone sets off alarm bells pointing at the husband. Yeah, or pointing at a kid that doesn't know any better, but I don't think a kid would think, I don't know, of all that. But would the sons be involved in this? Would he ask his 13-year-old to kill his mother? I mean, I don't think any, no matter how depraved he may be, would have him do that. But why did they take the 13-year-old away in cuffs? That is a weird, weird thing to do. It's taller than the car and separate from other large objects on the sidewalk. Yeah. It looks like another person now. This is a gated community. They'll be able to decipher that address and see if it's that person. I'm sure they've already looked at this. Well, the 13-year-old was supposedly asleep upstairs, and she was murdered in the basement. You see it? It almost looks like they have their foot up on the bumper or something, maybe perched up there, like bent behind them, maybe. Yeah, kids do kill. Well, I don't know. She wasn't a large woman. The kid's not in jail. No, he was questioned and released. And I mean, the duffel bag left a trail of blood that led right back to the home. Yeah, 13-year-old was released. The 13-year-old has been cleared, you know. But what's going on there? Who is that dragging the body? Let me see. I'm going to look to see if I see any other updates coming through about this. Did you find anything about that, Jimmy? Jimmy?
What?
Did you find anything?
No, I'm gonna take care of stuff right now. I'll look at that.
All right. Okay.
I would need Kate to start to look at it when you find the name. Okay, hon?
Yeah,
Back to you.
yeah, it's been okay. Here, I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see if I find anything else. 2 hours. Let's see. Officials received a call about a suspicious bag with blood on it at the corner of Metropolitan Avenue and Jackie Robinson Parkway in Forest Hill shortly after 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Inside they found Orsolya Gaal, 51, unconscious and unresponsive. They pronounced her dead at the scene. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide due to sharp force injuries of the neck. Trail of blood led the detectives right back to the Juno Street home, about a half a mile away. No arrests have been made and no suspects have been identified as of Monday morning, the NYPD said. The investigation is ongoing. Residents at the home, including a 13-year-old, were questioned by detectives. The woman's husband was out of town when her body was discovered and was returning to New York after news of her death. I'm going to go and see if I can find. Okay, I found her Facebook. Let's take a look at that. Again, remember, let me just close all text because close all chats. Remember that her Facebook is public, please. Whatever we're looking at is public. I'm not. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. This was updated April 13th. Okay. So right now we have a lot of people that are coming here telling her rest in peace. Simply no words. I'll always remember how passionate you were about your boys and their education. I'm so sorry how you left this world. I hope you find peace in the afterlife. Your boys were so lucky to have you as a mom. Rest in peace, dear friend. No, we've been friends for 15 years, sharing our boys' journeys together. It's so hard to fathom this. We were on the phone together just days ago speaking about colleges. No, my heart is broken. You are part of the fabric that is FH home to me. We've been friends for 10 years. You are the most beautiful and kindest woman. I will miss you. Can't believe we have been talking about our puppies for the last 2 months. A few years ago, you prayed for my little girl and me, and now I'm here praying for your family to be able to get through this tragedy. I did not want to have to repay your kindness this way. Okay, here's March 27th, February 23rd. Here's his bar mitzvah project, and this is that fundraiser. Here's the family. So the youngest child this is Happy New Year. It's the oldest, her and her husband. Leo as Cousinette from the Addams family, Jamie as Ray, and Ray as Jamie. Husband as Uncle Sam, Teddy as my little muchacho. And she's in Croatia. Off to Budapest. Where she is in Bushkill, PA. Working at a medical clinic for moms and babies in Santa Catarina in Guatemala. Riding the chicken bus to work. Kid loves the food here. Format and style. I'm seeing a lot of her husband and her right there, you know, in these last, whatever's public. Lots of it's not public right now or available. Carnegie Hall. Christmas dinner. So the son's making a bar mitzvah, and it seems like a interfaith marriage. It appears that way because they have a tree and everything. So let's see. Christmas in Florida. It's 2020. Hungarian Christmas fair in town today. Throughout the years. So there she has a sonogram picture. That can't be from 2020 because she just posted them then.
Yeah, a couple labels on.
And that's all for that. I hate that when you look at something and it'll bring you back to the
I
beginning.
only have a couple on here. Oh,
Well, I didn't get to do any because
I know you. Okay.
I'm confused about a lot of stuff. I don't. Please tell me the heat's not on.
It's not on.
Okay. Ohonka Lake. Husband seems to be not present in a lot of stuff, huh? There she is in Lake George. Well, there she is in Ithaca. It's also upstate New York. Quick drive to the city. So, I mean, studied at Budapest Business School, College of International Management and Business, Orsolya. Gaal. Gaal. Okay. Orsolya Gaal. Orsolya. But she says it's Orsolya. Oh, I don't know. I'm into that thing. So we just go to see all photos. She apparently liked hiking and outdoor stuff, and I don't know why it's taking so long for stuff to load. But, hold on, let me see. I really feel like it's within the family, Colleen C. says. Wonder how long it was between her murder and... Oh, just a few hours. Just a few hours. It was... she returned home... What they say? I think it was after 11. And then at 4:30 a.m., the surveillance caught the duffel bag going down, and she was found at a little after 8 a.m. But I mean, they've taken the 13-year-old in. I mean, I don't know when this was taken. That was taken 2 years ago. Rose, we don't know. We don't know who stabbed her. We don't know. We don't know. He was supposedly away, allegedly away, and that's interesting. Let me see something here. Bless you. Stabbing of her hands or defense she was trying to block. Yeah. We'll have to see what happens, but it's there's the surveillance again. I'll put it up. Let me see if I see a person there. Got number from hubby. No, they texted from her phone. So he should be on her phone. They didn't even need the numbers. Right? Let me see something. Okay, she was dismembered. Hold on. So now, let's see here. So they also dismembered her now? Come on. Her son doing this? Yikes. At 13 years old? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Gaal had no ID on her when she was found, adding that they followed a trail made by an emergency entry into the woman's home. Once inside, officers came across her 13-year-old son alone in the house's top floor. When questioned by officers, the child said that he lived in the house with his mother and that his father and older brother were away traveling. The teenager also said he did not know where his mom was. A neighbor said the younger son was seen being taken away in handcuffs. After the youth's questioning, cops determined he had no knowledge of the crime and the child was subsequently released. Gaal's husband, identified by neighbors as Howard Klein, was reportedly out of state with the couple's eldest son, age 17. Twitter post from the man's Twitter and earlier in the week indicated that. Let's see. Where doesn't go into how she was that's really something. Okay, to dismember somebody, you're going to need some kind of a saw, right? That doesn't sound like, I don't know. Okay, so wait. It's mangled. See, I'm finding it. It doesn't look it doesn't. See, that's what I'm saying. These reports are all crazy. Some are saying dismembered. Now, when you get the. Okay. Here is the person that found the bag. Let's see. Well, the second person. Police arrived to the scene after a second call was made, according to another local, Glenn Van Nostrand. Van Nostrand, who's 51 years old, had been walking through the park with his 2 hunting dogs. He noticed what he said was a black Bauer hockey duffel bag, headed down the busy street to his nearby home. Van Nostrand did not think much of the discovery at first, but bizarre behavior from his 2 hound dogs spurred him to look inside. They are scent hounds. They see the world through their noses. When he opened the bag, he found the mangled body, which he said had been packed in the bag in a fetal position. To me, it looked like a mannequin. It didn't look very fleshy. It was more like a crash test dummy. I thought maybe it was some equipment bag used for something. I didn't think anything of it. And then he noticed black ankle-length jeans, a belt, and a woman's waist, and came to the realization it was a real body, eventually noticing blood on the other side of the bag after having opened it up. I thought, oh my goodness, and I called the police. He added that another gentleman, referring to the other tipster, was not identified by the police but had called earlier. Cops arrived to the scene and transferred the remains to the office of the chief medical examiner. So, great, you got this other guy that opened up this bag. Got blood on the outside. An incident. Let's see. Now, okay, and you take with a grain of salt. The Daily Mail is saying that the husband and 17-year-old son are declared persons of interest. I'm trying to see when this was put out there. Because I'm not, let me see. Again, it comes from the Daily Mail, okay? So anybody that's there is probably going to be a person of it. But I don't know. I don't see that in any other real news source, so I would say grain of salt until it is. Let me try to find it in a real... Howard Klein, person of interest in wife's homicide. Oh, see, he was in Portland. See, You've got to watch your facts. I knew he was out on the West Coast. He wasn't in Michigan. It said, let's see here. So that surveillance is around 4:30 a.m. Saturday. You see someone rolling this duffel bag down the sidewalk from multiple cameras. So they have other angles. This is captured from multiple cameras. She knew the people she was out with, said the source. We're talking to them. That's the police source that's saying this. Gaal's body was found with multiple stab wounds in a hockey bag. See, it does not say dismembered. Again, dismembered came from the Daily Mail. But I see it's being quoted as like, I don't consider it a good source. Sorry, I don't. They may have accurate information sometimes, but other times they are running with things. Not unlike the one used by her son, the second law enforcement source noted about the hockey bag. Detectives have found no sign of a break-in at the house. They believe the suspect knew his victim and stabbed her out of anger. Police on Sunday released that surveillance footage that showed a person dragging a duffel bag across... Where did I get this? Across this sidewalk. A large contingent of police officers were back at the home, which was surrounded by crime scene tape, around 6 p.m. on Sunday. Neighbors of Gaal, whose body was discovered by a dog walker, that was the first person, 8 a.m. Sunday, less than a mile from her upscale home, said they were shocked at the violence. I saw her Friday in her backyard, says someone who lives next to her. We shared a common backyard with her dog, apparently referring to an adorable little brown pooch that she posts on Facebook. Hockey bag containing her corpse was discovered about 4 hours after the person appeared on footage, and cops followed the blood trail to the side door of the Juneau Street home. When police got to the house, they found the 13-year-old son on the top floor of the home. He stated he lives there. He did not know where she was. The boy was taken away into custody to be interviewed and later released. The high-up NYPD source added to the New York Post that detectives don't believe the boy left the house overnight. Neighbors said the youngster has been scheduled to have his bar mitzvah a few weeks ago, but that had to be canceled because his dad contracted the virus. Howard Klein was reportedly in Portland with the couple's 17-year-old son on a college hunt and made posts about being there. Neighbors said Klein, who's the founder of RK Equity Advisors, a boutique capital markets advisory firm focused on lithium-ion battery materials, wanted his older boy to attend the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, his alma mater. But that doesn't... Okay, see, people that in some others articles then misconstrued that and said that he was in Michigan in his alma mater. Come on. A source said that Klein received a threat from his wife's cell phone shortly after the killing. Klein did speak to the Post on Saturday and said that he was on his way home while repeatedly saying the family's lives are at stake. There are concerns about our safety. Our lives are at risk. Now, police previously responded to a 911 call at the house after Klein reported his wife missing on May 29, 2020. The husband later called the police and said his wife had been found. The couple's older son also went missing in July 2020, but was later found about a half an hour later. Klein and his son returned home Sunday, but it was unclear if they had been questioned by police. In a In a since-deleted tweet announcing his recent out-of-state trip with his son, Klein also made a pitch for hedge funders Bill Browder's book about Vladimir Putin. Let's see. And had said, just landed in Portland, Oregon before evaluating Ann Arbor again with my 17-year-old son. So I don't know when he was going to Ann Arbor again. It's not clear, but he was in Portland that he just landed. Now here is a picture. I guess this is of taking the... Hold on. Here's a picture of the son in cuffs here. Now that's a little strange, right? If it's his mom that's been killed, to take him out this way is a little bit strange. But if you look at him, he does resemble the person in the surveillance footage. Don't you think so? Hi, Greg. Well, I think the person in the photo had a hoodie on, didn't he, Lily? You don't think he looks like him? Okay. I don't know whether he looks very tall or she may be short. Maybe she's 5'1" and he's 5'5". You're seeing women, these are all women, they could just be shorter. I don't think he looks that tall. I don't think he looks that tall. But I believe this, you don't think they have a hoodie on? I don't know. And where was I? I was back. Hold on, I want to go back to where I was. Okay, so let's see. So one of the neighbor's wife, Nicola, said Gaal and her family have lived in the leafy neighborhood for about 8 to 9 years. Described Gaal as pretty calm and sociable. She was out there living her life and making sure her kids were well looked after, just like any mother would. This is the last thing I'd expect to wake up to. Another local, Susan Ram, added, I was just watching Criminal Minds, and it's just like that. This is a TV psychopath thing. Another area resident, who would only give their name as Rick, called the whole ordeal horrifying. I can't even understand how terrifying this is. It's very unusual to see this. I don't know how this could happen here. Okay, well, that's all we know right now. Let me see if there's anything else. But I'll be following it, okay? And I'll be talking about it later tonight and stuff. But I'm going to go. Got to go groom the dogs. And we're going to get ready for this snowstorm, snow watch thing. All right? But think about it. Check it out for yourself. See what you can find out. And we'll talk about it later. All right, everybody. Have a good day. And we'll talk to you later. Yes, he said his wife sent him to jail. He's back. And if you call the police, your whole family is next. All right. Hi, MD. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Blocks his legs. I could make it better. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely will. Thanks for coming, guys. See you later. Bye-bye. Love you. God bless.